Hello everybody, Shift Your Mindset here. New episode of today. Are Jehovah Witnesses toxic people? Think about it a long time now. And no, Jehovah Witnesses aren't necessarily toxic people. The organization, yes, they are toxic. Because what they are forcing on people without even a biblical scripture where it's based on. But Jehovah Witnesses was for me a toxic environment. So that's why I'm making this video. And toxic, just one example is when you have a disagreement with someone did something to you, someone gossiped about you, then it's always, let's go to the meeting. Let's take a bath in Jehovah's Spirit and everything is gone. We're all good now. Or you say just sorry. You always have to apologize or be the first one to apologize. And it's not freely, no, it has nothing to do with a freely apology. It's forced on people. And that's the difficult thing about toxic people around you. They doesn't mean it. They aren't showing any empathy. They think with a sorry, then it's good. On the other hand, you can't say sorry for something and then you get disfellowshipped for something. So it's a hate-love relationship and that's very toxic. But are they toxic people? Not necessarily, but you have a large amount of people who are toxic. Because I don't want to downgrade Jehovah Witnesses. Just get me right. But I've researched a little bit for myself about things that are toxic. Toxic friendships. And the word friendship is for me something I experienced after I left the JW religion. Because friendship is important for me, but now I have a whole new understanding about friendship. And so I just first want to talk about my signs where I pay attention to spot toxic people, just a few, and then what's for me a true friendship. So let's start with the toxic one. I always look at physical signs first when I meet somebody. And I learned this in the years I was a Jehovah Witness, and I make it a lot better since I was an ex-JW. First thing I look is the blocked or the locked eyes. If you meet someone, is he, hello, I'm Sven. Or, hey, I'm Sven, how are you? And we know, I always look at, how do you say, the state where you are in the most. Because, hey, I'm Sven. That's typical when you are first timer in the Kingdom Hall. You get love bombed and people come, hey, how are you doing? And they are hugging you and they're all, but that's not their normal state. So that's playing a character. So I don't look at when they are playing a character, but for me it's the go-to state, I name it. What's their go-to state? And I look at their overall state. Are they alive? How is their face? Are they twitching? A lot of JWs I noticed are having twitches. So they are uncomfortable in one way or another way. So that's physical signs. How are their eyes? Are they looking right into your eyes, or are they just looking beside your face or into the abyss around you? How are they smiling? Or, hey, a big smile. So, the first thing I look at when I meet somebody, is there a blockage in their face, or is there aliveness? And my experience is, over the years as a JW, I see a lot of people with blockages in their face. And why is that? Because there is no room to be yourself inside the kingdom hall. You are not allowed to express your feelings. You are not allowed to question things. And expressing your feelings is also a tricky one, because someone can label you as spiritually weak. And then you have the elders coming to you, you don't want that. So a lot of people inside the congregation, inside the religion, hide their true feelings. And in my opinion, that is bad, because if you want to create a safe environment for people, they can express themselves, that they have trouble with something, or that they don't understand a certain teaching in the watchtower of this Sunday meeting, that they can just feel at ease with somebody else to talk about their concerns, or something that's going on in the congregation that is not going like it should be going. So if you were writing a letter to the branch, they're not going to reply to you, they're going to reply to the elders. So then you are also a little bit in trouble, because you can be labeled as spiritual weak. So what I mean is that aliveness in people is going to be numbed down by the organization. And people let the organization do that because they don't want to make any scene or trouble, because they have to obey. So that whole aliveness in a person, body language, how are they moving, or are they just going to their place and sit down? That's their go-to state. Of course, you have some ups, that if someone is entering the kingdom hall, that they are expressing themselves more and they are more loving and etc. That's also why people are buying into a kingdom hall the first time, buying into the Jehovah's Witnesses as such a nice people, because that first time you come, that love bombing is a played character of them. And they want to be at that state, but it's only for a short time, because they already know, I have to back up a little bit, because I can't express myself like this. Then I'm getting strange faces and stuff like that. So you can't act normal in the JW religion. So that's my first sign. Second sign, and that's especially for brothers who have certain tasks, like ministerial servants or elders. What I always look at is, when I'm talking to them, are they there or are they somewhere else? Is their mind already somewhere else? And it's especially for the people who are serving as a ministerial servant or an elder, who has some tasks to do, some obligations, stuff like that. They're running around the kingdom hall, but are not fully present there. and they know they have to be a welcoming, kind, loving elder who's there for the flock, but they are more busy with just ticking all the boxes they have to do. So I'm always looking at, if I'm talking to somebody, is he there? Is he present in that moment? Is he looking into my eyes? Is he listening to what I'm saying? Or is he just busy with being polite, and in his mind he's already somewhere else? And that's especially for the brothers. I don't know about the sisters, but I see it with the brothers full time. Best example I can give you is my mom. She's not alive anymore. Rest in peace, Mom. But my mom was excluded for being an auxiliary pioneer because the elders had troubles with my dad. My father had trouble with somebody in the congregation. The ministry service was at that house. My mom went to the house, went into the ministry, and afterwards a sister asked her, "We're gonna drink a cup of coffee at that house after ministry, are you coming?" My mom said, "No, my children come from school and I don't want to." She then told her elder husband that my mom said she didn't want to, and the elders had a case against my dad, and they withdrew my mother from being an auxiliary pioneer. They told her that during the ministry that next month she couldn't be a pioneer anymore. It was a lot of trouble, a lot of problems. All the elders were, how do you call it? There weren't any elder anymore after the circuit overseer was visiting or a thing, but it was during my 15, 16 years old, it was a big mess in our congregation. We are the most wanted congregation in the country. Everybody in the country was talking about our congregation. There were so many things wrong that it was even Bethel was busy dealing with it. They sent a lot of new elders to make things right, but it was a lot of problems. I'm not going into detail now, maybe not a video. But then the CO elder, when he spoke to my mom in the ministry, the next meeting, I was walking into the Kingdom Hall, and of course all those brothers are welcoming you. Hey, oh, good you are here. Well, and he made a mistake. He made a mistake to say to me, "Hey Sven, how's it going?" And I was 15, 16-year-old. I said, "I'm not doing good. My mom can't be pioneering anymore. She's sad about it. She was crying about it. And you are the one who said it to her during the ministry while you're working door to door. I said, your timing sucks. You suck. And you're a dickhead." My goal was to be called back into the back room with some elders so I could express my anger even more, because it was injustice. I had to do something and my mom was hurt. So I said to him, "You're the biggest dickhead I've ever met in my life." Okay. Have a good meeting, eh? We see each other. He wasn't listening even. He was just there with a smile, fake smile, giving me a hand, and while I was talking, he was with his mind already somewhere else. After the congregation, he came back to me, he said, "Did you say something to me?" Because I was busy I said, "Yes, I said something." And I repeated it, but it clearly is, and you see it in a lot of conversation, they just shake you a hand, and before they ask you a question like you think it's a genuine question, how are you doing? And if you want to start the conversation, they're already going to another brother and shake his hand or whatever. So are that toxic people? Yes. Why? Because they are not fully present in that moment. So that's the second sign. The third sign is, in what emotional state are they? What is their go-to state? And for me, it's important that someone is joyful, that someone is happy, that someone is there when you talk to them. Or is their emotional state that they're withdrawn because of guilt, because of apathy, because of being ashamed, of being fearful? And that's why you have a lot of toxic people in the JW religion, because they are full of fear, not making it into paradise, getting a warning from the elders, saying something wrong. They have so much anxiety. There are so much JWs who are numbed down because of the pills they are swallowing for anxiety and stress, and a lot of people are drinking just to get by the day. It's like Groundhog's Day. Every day it's the same, it's the same, it's the same. We stand up, we read the daily digest, daily text, then we go into ministry, then we gonna gossip about some people, and then we go back to, and then afterwards we go to the meeting, and next day repeat. Everything is repeating. It's like a hamster wheel all life long. And then people get in an emotional state of feeling guilty, feeling fear, feeling anxieties, and they have trouble coping with that. So what emotional state are they in? Are they in a bad emotional state? Then it's a sign that you have toxic people around you. People who are off balance, call it yin yang, outer world, inner world, are people watching to themselves inside, or is it all the outer world? So you're not in balance. It's like an empath with a narcissist. They attract each other because they're quite the opposites of each other, but you need to be in the middle of it. You can't be precisely in the middle, but you have to be around the middle. Are you grounded, or are you just flying spiritually? Oh, Jehovah takes so good care of us. Oh, your mom died. Oh, yeah, that's bad. But you have to come to the next meeting. That's so important, because there's Jehovah's Spirit, and we all there, and we sing some songs, and then everything is okay. So are they not living in reality? If they're not living in reality, then you have trouble, because there's no balance. So we have to do the inner work, looking at ourselves. How can I improve myself? And looking to the outer world to be balanced and take signals from the outer world. But as a JW, you're always busy with the outer world. You are not important. You don't exist. There's only the collective. There's only sacrificing yourself for the greater good. So you're like a martyr, that you have to carry the whole weight of the world around your shoulders to be something you don't want to be. So that's a toxic relationship, 100%, in my opinion. The other thing what is very toxic, what I experience, is triangulation. And the most triangulation I met in my life was during my time as a JW. And what do I mean with triangulation? Is like 3 people And I'm gonna talk to my friend, Brother Third, about brother always late. Yeah, he is always late and he's so annoying, and he always gives 26 answers at the Watchtower study, and I can't stand him. And then I go to Brother Always Late and I'm gonna gossip about Brother Third. The third. And I say, yeah, he's a third and he is always complaining and this and this and this and that. Always pulling in someone else to gossip about the third person. So it's always a third person thing. And that's what I see a lot in the JW. Oh, did you see this? Oh, sister, this. Look at her post on social media. She's there in a bikini and look, I see too much flesh. And then that third person is the victim, but they just gonna speaking to that other person they were bad mouthing, and then they're gonna talk about you, and vice versa. So that's triangulation. Then for sure there's a toxic relationship going on around you. And the other thing is, if you have enough troubles in your life, I had a lot of troubles in my life. I lost my job and I lost my wife on the same day. I don't know what was worse, but afterwards I think losing my job. But that was on the same day I lost something. I was in trouble. I'm not feeling right. And then you have the person around you who's fueling your problem. Oh, how are you gonna make ends meet? How are you gonna pay for the mortgage all by your own? And maybe you're gonna lose your house, and oh no, so you don't have an income, and now you're gonna lose your house and your car maybe. And so they're always making things worse instead of, hey, okay, that's a problem, but hey, I believe in you. You're my friend. You got this. I know it seems now that you're in a dark place, but I believe you learn something from this. I believe you can fix this. I believe you can be strong enough to overcome this. I trust you, Sven. I have faith in you. Where is that friend? It was always, in all the things, they were always making things bad. All the bad scenarios where I didn't even think about came across. Oh, you're gonna lose your house, you're gonna lose this, you're gonna lose your car, and how's your dog gonna feed? How are you gonna feed your dog and stuff like that? All the things I didn't even think about. I was just being shocked. I just wanted someone to help me. And now will come. There are more points, but now I stop. And what are real friendships for me? How do I value real friendships? That is the whole friendship for me. The best and the worst. Like you promise your wife that I take care of you in good days and bad days. That's for me a true friendship. Not only when I'm feeling good, then I can do something for you, but if you need me, I'm not there. I know, and that's another thing, that hard times or adversity show them where your friends are. For example, I was getting a divorce. My wife ran away without telling me why. And on Christmas Day, the 25th of December, there was someone knocking at my door, a lawyer, and he handed me the divorce papers. I said, I don't want them. So take them with you, but he put them through the door, throw it on the ground. He had it delivered. So at Christmas Day, I was feeling not well, of course. I was all alone with my dog, luckily, but that whole period was a dark period for me. I never experienced something like this. I never was divorced before, and I never had the whole congregation against me. God knows why, but people are taking sides, apparently, in the congregation, instead of following biblical scriptures about these kind of things. So I had a friend, I thought I had a friend, who was there for me. I was always there for him. I loaned him money when he needed it. He always paid me back, of course, that's not the problem. But when I needed him the most, I had a bad day. And he always said to me, if you need me, just call me, I'm there. And I think one day I'm gonna take you up on it. And I called him and he said, oh no, today is not a good day. I have to bring my daughter to bed at 7 o'clock, and me and my wife wanted to have a special dinner tonight, and we're making it at home together, and no, you're not welcome. And that is a time, people, hard times and adversity is a time that shows you who are your real friends, in the bad and the worst. Also, real friendship is people where you can open up to. Important for me that I feel that comfortable, that I feel in peace to open up to someone. And I never experienced it in the JW religion, that I could fully open up to someone in my congregation or for someone at the same age I had. Because there was always a doubt if I say to him, I have a little bit of difficulties because I like a girl in school and I want to ask her out, and I don't know, it's not allowed, but it's just such a good girl and such a nice girl. I wouldn't tell it to any JW, because before you know it, he goes to his father goes to the elders goes to my father, and I'm in trouble. And that's a little bit of a summary of my whole life being in the JW organization. When I have doubts about a certain teaching, I told it to an elder, which I had a good friendship with, I thought. And then I was marked as spiritually weak, and they postponed my announcement for ministerial servant with 6 months, at least. I had to do all the work again to be a ministerial servant. So opening up was always getting disappointed in the JW organization. And now I have friends I can say anything to. They don't judge me. They don't snitch. They don't talk about it with others. I had elders. It's fine, it stays confidential. And then I hear it from the elder's wife telling it to other people in the ministry, pioneers of course. And even judicial committees, what's spoken in that meeting is shared with other people. Why he is this fellowship, the reason of this fellowshipping. Normally nobody knows except those 3 elders. Even the body of elders doesn't know the reason, the real reason. But as if they produce the whole summary into the congregation. And it's mostly the elder's wife who are starting that, because he comes home and he tells his wife everything, what's not allowed. So opening up was always a no-go for me in organization. And I'm so glad that I now have friends around me where I can open up to, where I just can be brutally honest without having consequences at all. And I audit my friendship in life regularly because it's like a circle of trust for me. And it's a good practice for you to get a piece of paper and draw your circle of trust. In the middle, my wife. Family, I can't say family because I don't have a family anymore. But in the middle is my wife. That's the center of the circle of trust. Ride or die, bad boys for life. That's my circle. Around my wife are the friends, but also my parents-in-law, the other part of the family, my brother-in-law and his wife. That are the people around them who I trust. Then I have some friends, also a little bit of French friends who I trust, and around that are the acquaintances. And it's good to audit your life, because if I have to open up to someone, I always go to my friends or my friends, and my wife is, of course, a center of the thing. So hard times show you where you are. Hard times, when you're not doing well, that shows you who is there for you in a life. And sometimes an acquaintance can come into your circle of trust. Why? Because they hear something and they are there for you, and they are checking up on you, and they are genuinely interested in you. So you can have friends who go outside of the circle of trust, and you can have acquaintances who enter your circle of trust because of this. And this system, circle of trust, helps me with setting boundaries. Who are the people that I'm trusting? Who are the people that I give certain information, private information? It also helps me with the communication, because I know who's who in my circle of trust. And of course, it's about self-awareness. I'm a big fan of self-awareness, and it's good practice for me to be self-aware of the situation and what is happening in my life, who I can trust, who I let in, who I trust with certain information. I'm an open book, but still I have a private life. And I'm very open, I think, but not all information I share with all people. And it's logical, because I think it's good to have some boundaries and to have some private information, some private life, and you don't have to share anything with anyone in the world. So spot, detect toxic people in your life, build true friendship around you, and a good practice for that is audit your life. So draw the circle of trust, start in the middle, the person you trust the most, and it's a living document, it's a living thing, because people can enter your circle of trust and people can exit your circle of trust. But that's one good practice to spot toxic people in your life. How do I recognize toxic people, and how do I recognize good friends? Thank you guys for watching. Share this video, like this video, comment on this video. Let me know how you do it. Let me know what's your experience with this. And we see each other on the next episode.